Yeah, folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to Cornering the World Market Mondays. Is a terrible name that we're not going to go with, but we are playing some more Europa Universalis 5, which has been stupendous. I really think it's been a great release, like a shockingly good release, given the fact that this game is 10 times more complex than all previous Paradox games put together, is what it feels like. It's been glorious. There are some patches out now. We got a few things to talk about right away at the start of the stream. First of all, the naming game queue is active on Twitch. If you want to get in that for the chillin', I think I still have an outstanding debt to Fish Sticks for a bribe for a name as well, so that might come up first. And yeah, couple of different things to talk about that I want to try. We're actually, let me come back to this diplomacy thing about market access. One thing that I was just noticing, so when I loaded the game, is this screen right over here. We are above our government reforms cap. Now, we don't seem to have a warning about it. I don't know when this happened. There have been patches that came out, right? We're on 1.03. 1.03 was a hotfix, really. So it was 1.0.2 that was the biggest thing. I didn't see anything in there related to this. But if we look at the Merchant Republic reform, which we passed on our very first stream of this game, when we passed it, it included a +1 government reforms pick. So we could take this, and it sort of didn't occupy one of your slots. And that's why we had a cap of 4. And it wasn't just that first stream. I don't know when it went away. I don't know if it was 1.0.2 that took it away. A Control F in the patch notes. I didn't see anything about Merchant Republics or reforms or anything like that, so I'm not sure. But somewhere along the way, it disappeared. It may have been a transition from a preview build to the release build. I'm not sure. It has nothing to do with our current state in the game, because if I start a new game at Strasbourg, right away from day one, the Merchant Republic is there, but it doesn't include, there's a line item that is on, if you go back to my first video and I post a screenshot on Discord, there's a line item, I believe, right between these two, which was country reform, like maximum country reforms +1.
Hey, Quill,
so somewhere along the way that went away. We don't seem to be running a penalty. I'm assuming if I canceled reform, I wouldn't be able to re-put it back in. So I think currently we're just kind of grandfathered in on this, but that's kind of an interesting change that I don't know when it happened. Because I thought when we were streaming, technically I was on a pre-release build, but it was the 1.0 release. There was a couple of little micro hotfixes that came out, but I didn't think it had anything to do with this. So I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see if someone can track down the exact difference over there. So that is thing one to discuss about the game. The second thing is there was a great suggestion from Meow, right? I'm not confusing myself. Sorry. Text did go quite quickly, but I'm pretty sure I was responding to Meow over in the Twitch chat, who made a suggestion here about what we can do is we can open up a diplomatic relation with someone. So if I go to, let's say, Württemberg over here, just as an argument, there is under economy actions, the offer market access preference. Weirdly, there's also request market access preference, which has like exactly the same like language presented in the tooltip for what it gives you. But I think the idea with this one is the idea that Württemberg has a market and I don't over here. But like the top part seems pretty similar. So offering this. Now, as far as I can tell from reading this, now this does seem like something really useful that we should use. But I don't think this matters for countries that are well established within our current market. So if we take a look at our trade market situation, and I might be wrong, please correct me. Look at poor little Nuremberg. Württemberg over here is well established within our market. No risk of flipping. Whereas the stuff on the border that we might lose, or even the stuff we might gain, we might want to do this. Because what it does is it generates more market attraction for whatever country we're talking about. So, for example, let's say we specifically want to contact, I guess this is Eichstatt over here. Oh, is that part of Austria? It is part of Austria. And that might be interesting. It might be worth doing this with Austria. Because I think what it would do is it would make it very likely that Eichstatt over here would join our market instead of still being in Nuremberg. Obviously, you know, some of the like mathematics and stuff of this area would come into play, but I strongly suspect that that is the situation. And that's probably where we'd use that. And that's actually a really good piece of advice that we should look at. Again, as far as my reading goes, I don't think there would be any point like, who dis? Right? The county of Hollenberg, which is clearly within my market. I don't think there would be any need to do it there. I don't know if it occupies some of our diplomatic, like if there's a monthly cost or whatever to maintain that, so we might not want to do it anywhere, but we'll look into it. Right now, I'm not currently spending on diplomats. One thing I did do right before the stream started, and I'm not entirely convinced that it's going to have huge dividends for it, but I did go and manually set up a couple of trades. I'm still doing mostly like market automation because while I love trade, the fiddling with this stuff might prove to be a little annoying to me. But I did set up a queue job here. I'm pulling in 3 trade capacity worth. Actually, I can bring this down a tiny scooch. 3 trade capacity is being used to import extra lumber and extra masonry into our market because that directly brings down the cost of buildings. And while the trade capacity that we're using on these isn't terribly profitable, I'm actually hoping that it'll have a fairly decent turnaround in things. If any of our provinces had the ability to produce lumber or masonry, then we'd probably prioritize those RGOs to like overproduce so that keeps the price to build very low. There is at least one building for lumber. If I go and browse buildings for lumber mill is something we could build. So this is an RGO building. This is a production building that consumes tools and produces lumber. So there's a way that we could get a little bit. And I may have in fact queued one. Yeah, lumber mill in Strasbourg over here. There's like one building, or it looks like I got a +2 over here, that was slightly profitable. And again, maybe there's a building in this slot that would give us more profit sort of directly. But the fact that this gives us a discount to construction, not just to us, but also to our estates, might prove useful. So we'll run those for a little while and see. Yeah, focusing your lumber and mason helps your economy lots to make building cheaper. That, I mean, again, if I had the RGOs for it, I would have maxed that out day one. The question mark is it worth spending trade capacity for it? Because I'm using less efficient trade and making less money from trade to possibly get a little bit of discount to the wood. So we'll see how some of those pay off. And it might be good to just secure those too, just again, to keep, the basic of our economy chooching along here. Again, we're getting the thing where like the game is very inconsistent. Maybe I should just be playing music on Spotify. So to say the game is kind of inconsistent about how much music is played. Even though I have the music density set to 100%. I want the little jukebox music player weirdly, even though I like never interact with it normally. It would be good. Okay, so books are still a shortage. We are really hoping that. Oh wait, I was gonna say we are really hoping that the printing press spreads to us. I forgot. We invented the printing press. Good old Gutenberg did not leave Strasbourg because our city is the greatest in the entire world. He's stuck around over here. The knowledge is still just spreading. So at some point, I can't remember which one of these icons it is. Because the shot one's not there either. It was at the load there. Oh, right. I spent some money. That's why it went away from the shot. The shot and whatever it's called. The Schadenfreude. No, the Piken shot. It is spread enough that we could embrace it, except I just spent a bunch of money. I'm more eager to get the printing press. So we need it to spread to a few of our provinces, and we might just want to bank a bunch so that we could stockpile that up. We'll see. Yeah, the common insurgents are a huge problem. So one thing I've got is I do have one of my people trying to crack down on it, although it's still growing. Not as quickly, but it's still growing. We're going to talk about this in just a second. The other thing I did before the stream started is I did go and the commoner tax, I turn off the automation, and I lower the tax enough so that the equilibrium point's at 60%. Now, it takes a while. As far as I can tell, the difference between the current satisfaction and the equilibrium does not change the rate at which things move. So it's currently at 54%. It's trending towards 60%. But I don't think, like, if I lower taxes more, I don't think it changes the rate at which it changes. Because that's the equilibrium, and the current one, yeah. Oops, come on, lock this. Is that not paused? Try this again. The 0.2, yeah, it's just the base value. So it's not changing any faster. But I wanted to raise the cap because I think, as far as I understand, every 1% of satisfaction in the estates translates to about 2% satisfaction in the people. Now, most of these rebellions are in the places that are not yet integrated. So they're still conquered, so they're very salty about that. We're working towards it, but we might get a bit of rabble. Amia says, if you're making bank, you leave on the tax at minimum. That's interesting. What I would love to do is tax the burgers more. They are so happy. We do actually have a slightly reduced max tax because of one of the policies we're running for them, which at some point, in fact, there might even be 2. I'm not sure. At one point, we might want to go and turn off. So control over monetary policy lowers the maximum tax, although it does give us reduced monthly inflation, so we can do a little bit more minting. We might be losing overall, I don't know, but it progresses towards the innovative, which we like. Treasury rights also lowers maximum tax for burger estates, which sucks, but it increases tax efficiency, and efficiency is really good. So this might actually be netting us money. It also pushes us towards innovative, which is kind of why I want to leave it there. This one is fine. I mean, it gives the burgers more power, but monthly development, innovative, it's great. Control over coinage. This one was one that we put in because I think we might have done it as a vote, because it's the minting threshold that you can mint a certain amount without inflation is nice. The gold and silver output doesn't matter because we don't have any of those. So it might be a good one to revoke at some point. We'll see. And then the building road rights, I think that might have been one we passed through a law. And it's not a huge deal, but it's more progress towards centralization, which we like. Right now, there's no roads to build because we're basically there, and we've got the money to build it ourselves, but it might come up as handy. Mostly, we like the extra push towards centralization. Cabinet cooperation. Oh, that's swell. And yeah, resolution proposed. Oh, right. That was the other thing I was going to talk about. Our issue where the defensive pact, people keep voting and changing the law on the defense over and over and over again, has apparently, it should be something that has been improved or resolved in patch 1.0.2. Although someone, either in Twitch chat or on Discord, I don't remember I think it was over on the Discord, they're saying, oh, I never had that problem. I think if two different laws were sort of equally appealing to the AI, I think that's why we kept getting it ping-ponging back and forth. And there was also an actual bug where if someone proposed a law change and it didn't pass, it was canceling the law completely, which doesn't make any sense for a defensive pact. Doesn't make sense for this military law to go to a null state. It's not actually a possible option, but we were seeing that happen, and it was very confusing. So right now we're on possible defense, and there's a vote for mutual defense. Or, I don't know. What are people voting yet to vote? Oh, did this display change? I feel like it might have changed. I'm fine to vote for automatic defense, and in fact, I would be in favor of assured defense. But I'll go ahead and vote for that now, and that should help pass it. Yeah, revoking privileges are expensive. We can get discounts to it. I don't know if there's a parliamentary action that can come up sometimes to revoke a privilege without hitting us as hard in stability. That's the reason we're not rushing to do the revoking a privilege. It's also one of the reasons I was resistant and hesitant to pass certain privileges early on. Because I knew that it was insanely expensive to cancel out. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. So yeah, we might get a little insurgency, and there's not much I can do about that right now. Ooh, the book shortage is getting worse and worse. Children have better education. Agnes von Frickingen. Can I rename you now? No, looks like no. You're on balanced education. Oh, right, we can focus. I don't know if it's actually better, because this is doing 0.5 across 3 different things. And this is doing... This will do 2 at 0.25, and one of these is going to end up at a 1, because I think this is all abilities get 0.25, and then administrative gets the 0.75, presumably on top of this. I'm not sure. But either way, this is totaling a total of 1.5 ability points. So I'm not sure it's truly better, although I could do expensive education. I don't think I'll do that. Yeah, I reject the idea this is better education. Maybe I'll give you admin because that's their lowest run right now. I don't know. It's probably silly. Yeah, it's the same 1.5. You know, I was like, I don't know. I don't know math too well, but let's go ahead and do that. Math is hard. Administrative focus gives more crown power and rulers. Oh, that's quite cool. Now, I don't know if they'll become a ruler for lots of different reasons. Remember, we're like an elective republic thing going on. We've got cavalrymen, right? We're still filling out a few techs from the second age. We're going to finish heavy cavalrymen. I mean, both these will almost certainly get replaced by something better in the third age, but it might take a while to get there, and we might not be prioritizing it, because especially once we get the printing press unlocked, we might focus on that. There you go. Pike and shot is available again, and we've got money. I'm not rushing to embrace this, though, so I'm not going to worry about this one. I might rush to embrace the printing press early, which needs a little... I think we're above 20% spread, so it's mostly money, and it is going to take a big stability hit, which is going to be the biggest issue. Naples praises our conviction. Oh, yeah, we're going to keep sucking up to France and Naples, but France is scary. Bianca, oh, a ruler's mother and courtier. Okay, that's a shame. And yeah, we might get these commoner insurgents. Crisis, we're getting 30,000 pop-ups. Clergy estate satisfaction is interesting. We can't tax them, but their satisfaction does translate to better learning. They're actually decaying right now because of the balance point. I don't want to go towards spiritualists. So we'll just give them some estate satisfaction. That's the current satisfaction, not the equilibrium, which is okay. In third age, you get hobbits. If you wait for a month to tick, they will get an education trait favors one of their stats. Okay, that's swell. So, I mean, could we find you again if we go here? Was it Bianca? No, they just came of age. Is it someone else then? Maybe it's someone else. I don't know. Yeah, we got a couple of people who could be married, but they're no one willing to do it. Constantly get the better education alert regardless if I change or hide it. Feels similar to defense pack law change. Yeah, that might be something else that needs to tweak. It's obviously not a problem necessarily. Oh yeah, we can add another rival. Now, we're already rivaled to the Palatinate. And we could do Salzburg or Franche-Comté. Salzburg is way over here. Like, there's not much point. Like, oh, they're no match for us. I mean, I guess they're... Franche-Comté might almost have an appeal, but I don't think I'm going to bother right now. All right. Strasbourg peasants are behind creating a civil war in our country. Uh-huh. Okay. Unraised army levies. Raise all levies. Chukka, chukka, chukka. So the war... There it is. The first peasant civil war. And... Is this just one province over here? Oh, I expected way more problems than this. Seriously? Honestly, I really shouldn't have even raised the peasants. On the plus side, they probably won't die. I might not even send them in the field. Can I cancel the raising? Current armies. Where's our... Oh, here. Yeah. Don't raise these levies. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It should be short, yeah. We got a professional army well established over here. Probably stop them from raising troops in the first place. Siege out this one lonely province. Oh, I can't remember if I properly addressed this in the latest stream. At one point during the war, I was saying I don't have to siege this because it's going to be auto siege from the nearby fort. I think I was misspeaking based on my experience of usually this key location having a fort and thinking that's what it is. But I guess it's if you occupy the provincial capital, then the other locations in the province get auto sieged up or something like that. I think is probably what we saw. Anyway, presumably, oh, that's just the end of the war. We're just done, right? Okay. Oh, and this fella over here needs a new job because he had been working to counter the rebellion. Now, I could go and do a little bit of countering of the patricians, and maybe I will. They're not taking very quickly, and they'll probably get better. But I'm going to go and do a rebel crackdown. Are they not my rebels? They must belong to a vassal. It's interesting. It's highlighting Bitka, which is how I'm going to pronounce this place, which is in my territory, but doesn't count as my own rivals? Or my own rebels? Working to assimilate culture. Well, I don't think that's our issue right now. I'm wondering about doing a little shutdown over here. I'm going to let this run for a little bit and we'll see what this is. That filter's bugged? Maybe, yeah. Bitcoin! We should rename this place Bitcoin. I can't... I thought... Had we not discovered that we could rename... Yes, rename locations. Hold on. There's not a similar menu for, like, my kids here. Bianca? No. No, I don't think I can rename you. So presumably this will go negative after a month tick, maybe? Oh! Thank you for some prestige. We don't have increasing prestige right now, which is unfortunate. We are spending a little bit of money to try and maintain it, because it does help with our trade. Yeah, it's not sending it to 0. Let's take a look at the culture situation. But the... No, pops... Culture. That's what I'm looking at, sorry. Yeah, we do have a lot of Franconians, and they're accepted. They're not our primary one, they're just accepted, but I think that's probably fine. I could change my primary culture, but it's expensive as hell. So that's okay. And the other minorities are really minorities. I don't even think we can Like, yeah, we're fine. We don't need to do any assimilation, and we do have a religious monoculture. Mostly, a little bit of Catharism, a little bit, or Catharism, a little bit of Waldesian, but no big deal there. So yeah, I'll just count the list for a little bit. If you hover over the rebellion, you can see how many locations will revolt. Okay, hold on. Attrition said it would only be one. Probably not worth using a cabinet slot. I see, because it wouldn't be very scary. Locations 1, yeah. And the clergy, locations 1. Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably not worth it. We could just do a little bit of province development then. Hang on, let me sort, because we're better at the diplomatic. I don't know if adding another societal value shift over here is going to matter. I don't think I need diplomatic endeavors. And yeah, assimilating pops into our culture. I would mostly be assimilating the Rhine Franconians into Rhine Alemannic, which I don't think matters that much for us. What is the... Can we find a specific difference? Pops belonging to accepted culture will see their pop satisfaction increase by 10%. Primary culture, 25%. I mean, maybe it's worth it. It's not very fast, but the people would be happier. Which makes me think, like, maybe, do we just bite the bullet and convert to Franconian? Completing the integration is going to help with our stability a lot. I think I might just go and get this person to do develop province, which is the best sort of, like, miscellaneous thing. We might want to prioritize the one that's got the most people in it. Part of me is like, well, maybe I should prioritize the one with the lowest development. I don't know if the rate of development is modified by like the amount of development, like if it's harder to keep pushing it up. I think it's an absolute value though. All right, a lot of people want us to do some assimilate. Let's run and simulate for a little while and see how it feels. Steer towards Alemannic. And then, oh right, we choose the province, and this is by cultural. So, like, we might want to hit the Palatinate, because 0% of the people there are of our primary culture. And again, I don't know that it matters, but there's a lot of people there. Okay, let's run this. 77 per month, like out of 160,000. We have control in Palette. So we have been looking at that. So the control is maximum control 40% is not huge. We could go and increase control in the entire province too, because it would increase the cap. And that wouldn't be a bad thing, I think. That might be something that ends up happening once we start doing some conversions, but let's go ahead and simulate. I mean, ooh, knowledge is power. France is bacon. Lose some stability, get some research. I think it's worth taking that. Although, I was going to say, I don't think we're researching anything anymore. So, can I could embrace the printing press. I don't know if I want the 25-point stability hit. I don't love that. So, in the Age of Discovery, there's nothing I can research, because we don't have New World, or printing press, or pike and shot yet. So, let's dip back. Well, I don't think there was anything that I was, like, looking at, like, oh, if we lead to whatever, it makes a big deal. Expanding raw materials time. Tell you what, let's go ahead and do that. Is it going to research protected harbor, dock? See, these are all things that, I mean, the plus 250 trade range might be good. The colonial range doesn't matter for us. The naval range, I don't think matters. We might want to unlock diplomatic range. Oh, and clergy estate satisfaction. You know what? Hold on. Maybe that's a better, more topical cue. Oh, okay. When we queued up the first research, it ate all of our bank research. There's like a percentage progress already in there. Let's do this first. Okay, I don't know. 77 per location. Oh! And there's lots of locations in there. Okay. I think market some other buildings, increase assimilation speed. Oh, you think control might be part of it? Okay, raising control is going to be a thing. I think what we'll do is once we finish integrating Bitka, which is nearly done, we'll look into do a control boost. And yeah, hopefully we can just spread the printing press just a tiny bit more, just so we don't take quite as much of a stability hit. I think what we'll do is we'll probably embrace it regardless when we finish this. Proposed, enact policy. All right, whatever. Apparently it's pronounced like beach. I'm probably still going to go Bitka because it's funny to me. Oh, Agnes and Elizabeth. Oh, it's only picking Elizabeth. That's weird that doesn't cycle. Want a better education, so they say. Oh, they're intelligent. Administrative ability increased during education is already being boosted. So maybe we'll pick diplomatic just to have a slightly more balanced, I don't know, or maybe we want to hyper focus. I don't know if it matters because I think we're just going to be, you know, it sucks, but you're going to be just married off and sent away. Benedict here also, oh no, it's just balanced. All right, we'll just like administration, I think. Oh, we're on maximum plans. Okay, so what if we did go? And there's still this. Yeah, I wonder. If I right click. I might want to focus on getting upper. Excuse me. What if we try? Yeah, offer market access to Upper Bavaria. Which, at least these two locations, it's a different
Hey, Quill, pay attention.
At least these two. It'll be interesting to see if these guys flip to us. Someone asked, do either of them have stuff you want in their market? Well, I mean, we want everything. Furs, stone. So maybe. Oh! Yeah, I think it already happened. I think... Right, these two were in that one, right? And now they're in mine. Okay, cool. There we go. Bitka has been its core. The assimilation's about to finish. It's about to auto finish that. Mines wants an alliance. Sure. Yeah, this is about to complete. I could probably complete it now because the fact that it triggered the core means that it already happened. The integration happened because the core happens when a province is integrated and the majority of its people are a primary or accepted culture, as I understand it. So I probably could have stopped it early, but just out of paranoia, let it finish. And yeah, you're really good at admin, which is good because that's an increased province control. Which, okay, yeah, you'll get efficiency. So this is the base number. It doesn't give us the preview. But like we'd do that and we'd probably say the Palatinate over here. Yeah, so we can say, I mean, the average control is low. It's placed with a lot of people and theoretically a lot of tax base. So this becomes a great candidate for it. So we're going to do two things with this. First of all, it's going to increase the rate at which control increases. So that's going to be really relevant here in Kaiserslautern because it has maximum control of, well, it would have been 36. It's getting a 10% boost because of the increased control, but it's only currently at 6%. So bringing the current control up to its maximum control is good, and increasing the maximum is also nice. And it wouldn't really matter as much around the Strasbourg area because these places, I mean, actually an extra 10% would still matter, not in Strasbourg itself, right? That would be a waste there, but in the other provinces would still help. But here it feels like really significant to bring it up a bit. We got some RGOs we'll probably be building there soon. Actually, I should probably do some construction, especially these guys are... Oh, right. I finished integrating Bitka. Here we still don't have the integration, but I think that's still a good target. And yeah, if we want to go build more RGOs, some of these places wouldn't seem that profitable because we don't have the control right now, but the control is rising. I think I'll probably go ahead and make Speyer. We'll add some extra wine there. I like RGOs because they don't require any inputs. Get some horses, sure. Maybe I'll hold off on the Germersheim and Heidelberg stuff because it's not that profitable. And then any buildings I might want to add. Gunsmith is predicting a decent amount of profitability. Sure. There we go. We might be exporting a lot too. Sure, a couple more spinners I think is fine. We did the gunsmith, and there's also weaponsmith. Okay, you know what? I think I tend to use 2 digits as kind of a good little yardstick, and then it does decay over here. I did queue up a bunch of construction. We still have a bunch of granaries being built. I built a bunch of new marketplaces for even more market power. And I guess what I could do is go back over here. So I'm still thinking. Oh, we're back at 1. Okay, so over here, and I'm still going to complain, this flag should absolutely not bring you to the diplomacy map mode. It should 100% bring you to the country panel. When you click on a flag, it should bring you here, because you can do the diplomacy, and you can do the diplomacy, and you can do the... Sorry. So... I'm lost here. There we go. So if we go and do this, and they accept, and I unpause, there it is. Eichstadt got pulled in. I mean, it's only 1 province, but I think it's fine. I don't think there's any cost, as far as I can tell. So it does seem like a pretty good winner. Let's get out of the market screen. Select this. Oh, medicaments. Cool. Some extra medicine in the market. I mean, we're probably already importing it. Or maybe we'll just end up exporting more, but that's going to be okay. Quill complains about UI bingo. Yep. It's such a small thing. Like, I know this one is kind of petty, but I also think I've got a point. I'm going to keep choosing option 1 to suck up to France, because France is doing scary shit. And if they decide to come after us, I don't know what we can do about that. How can we delete other markets? I mean, presumably we could conquer it. Like, if we end up conquering Nuremberg, we could probably go and tear down the market. Although at that point, we'd probably be like, hold on, let's just build up this market. I don't know if the trade range does anything for us here. Presumably, that just affects the range at which we can trade between one market and another. So it might have opened up some new trade options. In centralized state for 10 years. Tax efficiency and monthly control. That's awesome. RGO, missing employees. Okay, that should hopefully be fine. Do France still have a coalition against them? Oh, that's a good point. I don't remember the easiest way. No, I don't think so, because this is the coalition symbol. The 2 flags and a sword, and France doesn't seem to have one. Bum, bum, bum. Look at the general diplomacy tree. Great for finding artists and settlers to bring in. Oh. I think we are, like, at our artist cap. I think we're over our artist cap, actually. We can't... I don't think we can invite any, which is a shame. A little bit of warfare. Once some of this integration finishes, we're probably going to take another crack at, like, do we want to make any more towns or anything like that? Oh, I should note, I'm back on the Vulcan version. I'm not playing on the DX12 version this time around. DX12 felt a little slower, but although we went for 4 hours without a crash, but I'm hoping with the new patch, and I know they fixed a couple of crash desktops. I hope we'll see if things are okay here. Oh yeah, I guess the antagonism map mode, which is probably under diplomacy, antagonism. Maybe that's how we found it. Kingdom of France. I mean, there's a lot of antagonism towards France, but I don't think they're actually coalition. Do you have any goals for this playthrough? Our goal was to become super rich without being super big. And we're certainly making money. We set up this trade market, which is great. The Strasbourg trade market. We control so much money all over the world. Oh, look at the markets over here. Look at the border gore in the markets. That's really interesting. This province over here, whatever it is, it's trading in Praha. Despite the fact that Lubeck is closer, and vice versa. Over here, they're trading in Lubeck, despite the fact that the Praha market is closer. Looks like Saxony is, like, weirdly divided. That's funny. Yeah, the coalitions are an organization. Is that how we just found it? I don't remember. Coalition against France, yeah. Hold on. Can we not... If I look at France... can I not tell that there's a coalition against them? Because in EU4 you would, right? It would show up as a line item, because it wasn't an organization, it was one of these sort of traits. Guaranteeing. Receiving food aid. Guarantee independence. Approving opinion. CB. Yeah, it should be clear as day on the screen. There should definitely be, like, I realize that France isn't a member of the coalition, but perhaps it should still show up in the organized international organizations because they are the target of a coalition. Yeah, I mean, I can stick it to UI. That's not the question mark. Like, yes, we could find that there's a coalition. Yes, I could start, it would show up down here. But that's not the point. The point is, on the country screen, it should here list that, by the way, they're a target of a coalition. Because that is an incredibly important aspect of, like, diplomacy and war planning that needs to be, like, as obvious as literally anything else. Like, what alliances are involved and what coalitions are involved with any country is kind of critical. Yeah, there's something with plus 28 country. That's the CB. They're the CB target of 28 countries. That may be linked to the coalition, but it might not be. I suspect there's probably a coalition CB, which is probably why there's the 28 down there. But it doesn't tell us. Circulation of hostile publications. The time for censorship has come. I mean, technically, we actually are passing no censorship whatsoever. The thing is, I might go with option 1 just as a meta thing in here, because burgers lose 10 estate satisfaction. The burgers they're just having a blast right now. They're sitting at 94% satisfaction at the cap. They can take a 10% hit and still be the happiest estate in our entire nation, and will refill their satisfaction. Meanwhile, it gives us 20 stability, which is good because that makes it a lot less painful to eat a stability hit to get an institution. Or cannot control the free word. Every location owned within Palatinate, where printing press is spread, will gain 25 acceptance of the institution. So maybe spread but not established? Now, I'm going to go for this. Stability is strong. I think... Ooh, what is this? Royal Merit. Sure. With Nuremberg. Interesting. All right, let's do that. Yeah, I'm going to let these finish. The Diplo range is not necessary, but it's fine. I think the Preaching Spires is going to be quite good. We'll let that finish, and then we're going to go and embrace printing press. It's already cheap enough that because of what we've got, but we'll get a slightly bigger discount. So yeah, we'll wait a beat. I'm not eager to jump into a new war. I mean, if nothing, I mean, we're only sitting at about a quarter, maybe a fifth of our manpower cap, and not growing that quickly because we're maintaining a fairly large army, but feeling okay about it. Plus, I mean, we'd have to do a CB through our parliament because we can't no CB war in the HRE. How do you have so much prestige? We got some events that we're boosting it up because it's draining, so we're reliant on events. There you go. One more tech to do, and it's not going to take that long. Didn't you ask me about 15 seconds ago if I want to ally with you? So I said yes. And then you're like, no, JK. Why not accept institutions sooner? Oh, you're right. More institutions does increase research speed. I don't think I was necessarily cognizant of that. I know that more institutions accepted increases our power rank, which is nice, but doesn't matter. I didn't realize it increased our research rate. So I suppose the earlier, the better. But the reason is kind of like, well, I don't really want to take the stab hit. The money is fine. Taking a 20-point stability hit from printing press, I could do the pike and shot. It's not too bad. But it was mostly like, I'm just going to wait until this is done so I get as much of a stability discount from acceptance and then go for it. Yeah, we're mostly defensive. I think I'll just keep it on defensive. That's going to be fine. Yeah, just gain 20 from the event. Missing employees. I don't know. I'll keep with the plan. We'll finish that. Then I'll probably just embrace both. We'll catch up. I mean, we could be getting the research faster. Yeah, I mean, I suppose as long as my stability is not dire, maybe it makes sense to go as quickly as possible. All right, fuck it. We're going to accept printing press and pike and shot. And then, so 1.73 I think was already there. It still says plus 25%. Oh, there we go, plus 35. Okay, I guess it took a monthly tick over to update. So we could go and put some things in a queue now, age 3. So again, pike and shot, I mean, will obviously be amazing when we go to war. Like, super good. Heck, you can get wild game output and fur. We have wild game within our borders. I don't know if we have fur within our borders. I know we have fur within our market. Section chance, military tech. I mean, these are all amazing, obviously. But I feel like we want to focus on the printing press. Max literacy increase, amazing. And then diplomatic capacity, spy network, monthly diplomats, conversion speed, trade capacity, discount to urban buildings. I mean, I think we're going to want all these. The question is, what do we prioritize on? Speed of integration, we're only integrating a little right now. Institution growth, I mean, this is going to be really important for the start of the next era. Still helpful now because we still have one more institution. We haven't accepted the New World. And other than, I suppose, the 5% increase to our tech rate, there's no real reason for us to rush that. Paper workshop. I kind of feel like I want to rush the paper workshop and then the proper printing press. Yeah, we keep having a book shortage. I think more books increases access to literacy. So let's go and do this. Okay, good. What was that? Oh, it's dementia again. Great stream so far. I need to go and play a short game of campaign for North Africa. How long would it take? A couple hours. So unless I'm getting confused about something, I'm pretty sure dementia is referencing a board game that takes like literally like 1,000 hours to play, to the point where the developers of the game had never play tested a complete game before. It is pretty epic. Yeah, I know that game. Yeah. I knew about it from like an old, I don't remember what the magazine was called. Like maybe Scry magazine or something. Like back in the day, the magazines that would include like prices for Magic cards, but also do reviews for board games. There was an article about that one. And then there was also a sort of a parody reference to it. There was a amazing comic book series called The Knights of the Dinner Table, which is basically about a group of friends playing D&D, or not D&D. They play Hackmaster, but it's basically D&D. And it's really funny. And there was a side story at some point. I think it's a one-shot little comic episode where a couple of the characters were effectively playing this. And they would get together for like an entire day to process one turn. All right, we could do a parliament. I think it's always nice to get an extra member of the burghers along the way. Obviously, the satisfaction doesn't really matter. A little push towards plutocracy is fine. And then the trade advantage. I feel like the market regulations for the trade advantage is something we're almost always going to want to keep pushing. I do like the census for the pop growth. I mean, sorry, I forgot. This is only pop growthing while it's running for a year. It does give us a stability boost if it passes, but there's also no base support for it, which is annoying. That's an intervention that brings back memories. Yeah, I still have tons of them. Tons of them. So I'm going to do this. So I guess the estate satisfaction is always running while you do a parliament. You know, we have got enough support as is, but we could do something crazy. Like we could do a law change for something. I could fabricate a CB, but I don't think we need to. The additional tax is just like a year worth of extra taxes, which I mean is fine. It still wouldn't do the religious estate because they got the minus 100% because of Catholicism. Realistically, the only thing might be a law change, but I don't think there was anything I was specifically eager to change. I guess we could go and do a scan through our laws. So we're running no censorship, which I like because it's pushing towards innovative, humanist, and individualist. So that's quite good. What about hair religion? What religion should our hair have? So, I mean, Again, we're mostly looking at the mechanical impact here. So we're currently running same religion. Moves us towards spiritualist. We might prefer moving towards humanist. It's not really something that necessarily matters. Estate satisfaction would decay more. It might not be appealing to us. Inquisition law. All estates get satisfaction equilibrium? All right, we'll keep papal controls on. All estates? Not just clergy. All right. That seems fine. Marriage laws, our only option is monogamous. Because of our religion, presumably. Maritime law, we do protect trade route. Just because we don't need any of these maritime laws, we're just doing it for the burgher estate satisfaction. Recruitment laws. Wait, which one are we currently running? Expanded levies. Right over here. Peasant levy size is bigger. It's got the progress towards free subjects, which I like. We could go regulated navy, and we don't actually do navy stuff, but it pushes us towards plutocracy. But free subjects is also good. I think that's fine. Admin laws. So we currently have a central council. Efficiency of cabinet is great. Centralization. I don't really want aristocracy, although I do like centralization. And everything else is decentralization. Although we can get even more efficiency. Proximity discount is nice. I think I'll keep the central council. Plus, I think thematically it works for us. Bureaucracy is centralized. I think that's also what I want. I think we actually push that. We can't do an election policy. Oh, yeah, because I think this is election for a feudal leader, whereas we have, like, election laws for our republic here. Foundation Republic is republicanism. Monthly Republican tradition boost. I mean, we're capped, but it's giving us a discount to how much we need to pay to maintain it. But what else could we do? Virtues of Politia, satisfaction. Oh, hi, Meow, with the super thanks over on the YubTub. Thank you very much. If you want to get more countries in your market access, you can go to the diplomacy tab and actions. We'll list all countries that accept. Don't think there's any downside. Okay, that is quite cool. I suppose that's true, because it cancels their market protectionism, and they increase the market attraction. So all it does is push more people into it. I guess I could really use that as a way to maximize, like, literally everyone outside my borders. Every time this caps out, just do another one of those countries. I probably should, Meow. I think that is actually really good advice. Okay, if we do this, state satisfaction go up, and the peasants go up even more. They get more power. I don't mind this. I don't think religious values is for us. I don't think political dynasty is for us. Well, that's a lot of extra capacity. Meritocratic rule seems fine, but we actually have... Our burghers are super happy already. Trade capacity is nice, but it's not the end of the world. We're just increase our monthly control, so we're more likely... We're going to max out our monthly control more. I think this is fine because it saves us a few bucks, but I'm actually wondering about this. All estates get happier. The peasants, which is a big estate, get even more happy. The peasants get more power. I don't think they have much power right now. Yeah, they're sitting at 1%. Despite being the biggest estate. Why don't they just eat the other estates? So what if we... I guess I need to know the category, don't I? It was under admin, wasn't it? Sorry, I think I just clicked on this twice. Yeah. Is it? I hate that this scrolls when you go back. There it is. So it's under Foundation of Republic. Foundation of Republic. I think we give this a go. Yeah, I know that the arrows went, but I didn't know what direction to scroll in. So we lost a bunch of support. Now, if this fails, all we do is take a stability hit, but I might want this conciliatory support. So I might be fine with that. We push more towards conciliatory. We gain some war exhaustion. This doesn't matter. 31% support. Yeah, okay. It's not going to get us there, but it gets us awfully close. We could go with Contain New World. We lose progress towards the New World institution, which I'm not rushing for. I mean, the sooner it gets here, then we get a slight tech boost, but it's really not a big deal. Or, support free subjects. I mean, we're already there. Sure, let me just do this. It'll put us well over the thing. If we get a couple events that go against us, that's going to be okay. Now, hopefully we didn't F everything up. This still takes a while to tick through. Right, okay. So it'll be interesting to see the numbers there. Oh, I'm gonna go and activate my my commoner tax slider again. So yeah, we'll see what happens when this ticks through completely. Integration here is still going to take a while. I don't even know if this is our best person to integrate. Oh no, 98 military skill. Yep, okay, you're the best person to do that. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of locations, lots of population, I think, so there's probably some cost there. The Rhine's still a little salty with us, but that's going to get better. Yeah, we really wouldn't necessarily want to start another war because there's lots of antagonism still out there. Preaching friars is research. Clergy are going to be happier. And now we're starting to research our age 3 stuff. And yeah, max literacy is going to be nice. I don't know, like, we can know our, like, average literacy. I don't know if there's a good way to find out, like, through our pops, how many of them, that's the literacy here, right? How many of them are, like, at or near their max? Maximum literacy for this particular group of peasants is at 21%. And their average is 16%. So there's some ways to grow. Let's keep, I don't know, focusing on quality. Recheck the book production research plus 20. What? Recheck the book production research plus 25%. I mean, I think the books help us with literacy, doesn't it? Sorry, it's not. I'm feeling like there's context for a sentence that is missing. Life in Strasbourg. Spend a bunch of money, or lose support. Oh, we can take a support hit. That's fine. Actually, we're not constructing much right now. Let's go and do more of that. Let's check the RGO builder status. Oh, Spare could actually have a really good wine production. Ooh, the payback on that is crazy. You know, Heidelberg and Germersheim are pretty close to the payback period on the fruit. So we'll do that. Again, I sort of use it like, if it does 10, I could probably lower my target for the RGOs. What I consider to be, like, worth it. Ooh, tanneries. Ooh! Very profitable tanneries. Okay. And then, yeah, it's clearly falling off substantially after that. Now, there might be some money-making ones that I want to build right now, but I'm not sure. Irrigation is interesting. So I don't think we need it for local population capacity, but the local food production percentage might be worth building in a few places. I mean, we do produce positive food as is. Yeah, I hate that this resets my scroll to the top. I hate it so much. I don't think we're going to build more universities right now because we don't actually have the book coverage. Oh, we should make sure we've got bridges over. Okay, so this is up in my vassal. This keeps coming up. I'm going to go ahead and build the bridge in Metz for them. Because, you know, they're my vassals. We'll probably integrate them at some point. They'll be happier. Pound Lock Canal. Oh, I can still... And I never start building this. So this was going to be exciting. Oh, right, no. I was like, I don't really need this as much in Strasbourg because the proximity cost doesn't matter for the Strasbourg city itself. Although it does produce wheat. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Done. Oh, and I had some counting houses available, and I should build more. Okay, take a look here. Oh, more prestige, more Republican tradition. Counting house was Crown Power, right? Yeah, there's just one available. Yeah. Or local Crown Power. Because I think the local Crown Power, which is a factor of your nation Crown Power, affects the taxation you get out of it, right? I don't know where Crown Power is listed here. Because not having perfect control lowers Crown Power. Wow, I don't know. Research tree book production tech. Oh, okay. Sorry, you're saying there's a tech in here that helps produce more books. Improve bookbinding, perhaps? Book output plus 25%. Oh. Okay. Well, we're clearly will want that. The question is, I mean, I'm going to click it for the queue. We could research this before the paper and printing press shops. I think I'm going to go with this order anyway. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a high priority. Cabinet laws, decrease food production. Lumber output is amazing, except we don't actually produce any lumber directly ourselves. This would be another huge tech for other people. Weapons workshop. Okay, well, we'll just leave that queue there. Muscovy has so many bad estates on the start. You have too much potential. I think one of the big things is I think if your crown power or state or republic power for our things, I think if it drops below 25%, we get some real problems, some real malices. Yeah, overall we're okay. I wouldn't mind, like, really, well, actually, I wouldn't mind stripping away from the patricians and make us a real proper republic. At some point, we might have to contain the burghers a little. We'll see. Yeah, more number is really nice. We are explicitly importing some extra lumber. I did go and set that up. Lumber and masonry, which are both important for buildings. And again, these trades aren't giving us much money, but I'm using this as let's try to use this as a way to keep our buildings slightly cheaper and hope we come out ahead. I don't know how the math is working on that. Possibly we would be better off making more raw money and paying slightly more for construction. I don't know. But if we did have, like, especially lumber, because I think like every building needs lumber to be built. If we had any RGOs within our borders, we could do that. I could build lumber mills and convert tools into lumber, but again, I'm not sure if that's profitable. Why are buildings trying to use freaking cotton? We don't really have access to cotton right now. Well, Venice does have a lot of it. But, I mean, the profit isn't very high. Like, mostly it's just, I don't know why the building modes are doing cotton stuff. Right? Because this is literally the profit. Yeah. Browse. Let me find out. Yeah, but show me the building. Ah, there we go. Spinners Guild in Strasbourg. Like, why are you on this mode? This has happened a couple of times now. I have the building mode set to automated. So shouldn't they just automatically pick the most profitable one, which is clearly this one? And it also wouldn't require cotton, which we don't have, because there's a literal deficit. Whereas we clearly have a surplus of wool. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, like the automation of the production modes. Probably due to market swing calculations. Yeah, maybe we had cotton for a second, and it was profitable, and then we didn't, and it takes a while for this to update. Maybe if I just ignored it, it would fix itself. I don't know. So stupid this cotton thing happens every few months and irritated me so much. Unautomated and everything, set everything manual. They don't want to have to do that. Yeah, thank you very much for more super thanks over on YouTube. Thinking about we said lumber and mason focusing on trade capacity. If you have a deficit, wouldn't building more increase your trade capacity? Building more buildings that give us trade capacity. Sorry, I'm not following the text logic here. I don't know if there's something going on today with me that, like, people are saying things and I'm like, I need some extra context around this. Thinking what you said on lumber and mason and focusing on trade capacity. If you have a deficit, but I don't have a deficit in trade capacity. I also don't have a deficit in wood and mason. I'm hoping to discount it. I do want to build more market buildings, which I have. Additional privilege to nobles. It's not the end of the world. That would really piss off the patricians. Okay, commoners are relatively okay, so I'm going to go and do this. Check now with the new month tick. Then again, there's some latency and things. I don't know what you're talking about, Meister. Check what? We need to include more context in the Twitch message, which don't get me wrong. It's exactly the same when I'm watching someone else's stream and then I say something and then they don't see it for a minute. And by the time they see it, they don't know the context anymore. I'm just as bad about it. But it's why we have to make sure, like, when we say stuff, because of the latency and the massive distractions and the fact that I have the memory of a goldfish, means we need to include a little bit of extra context. Oh, the cotton production method. I mean, I manually changed it. So, I mean, there's no shortage anymore. I could look at the Spinners Guilds again, which were, I mean, it was the one in Strasbourg that was the issue. Did I go here? No, that's not what I wanted. Here? Yeah, I mean, you're working on the wool, but it hasn't, like, reset itself, which is good. It's clearly working the right one. No, maybe, did I just build a new Spinners Guild? And maybe I built a new Spinners Guild. And I did. We did recently build a new Spinners Guild. Maybe it defaults to the first pick? And then it takes a tick to update? Next time the cotton shortage comes up, we won't do anything. We're just going to wait and see what happens. Yeah, we're going to do that. Oh, all these educations. I don't really care. Admin. I mean, I could presumably right-click. I don't suppose there's an automation for childhood education, is there? Because that might be nice. Spinners Guild sounds like an awesome dance club. Yeah, or like that's where you learn. That's where you learn to how to DJ, right? Should be an option to automate individual buildings. Yeah, or like block one from something. I'm not sure. Tried to put it in a way, but it sort of came out muddled. Perhaps increase the trade good ability. And our defensive pack, they do still keep changing their minds, although there's more than one person in it, so maybe it's legit. Okay, let's take a look at what market buildings. So entrepôts are capped out. I did check on that before the stream. Market warehouses are capped out as well. We could build foreign trade offices. I don't think that's going to be much purpose to it. And Baden, I know you've got a shortage of burgers, but I'm going to go ahead and max out the market buildings anyway, because I'm going to want them. So there'll just be a bigger shortage of burgers, but it's fine. The buildings will be ready for when things change. Population is going up actually relatively quickly. We're not doing any immigration stuff, and that's a pretty good number. Although, is there a way, can I pin the map mode from here? I really like, okay, I love that in EU5, when you mouse over something, it shows you the relevant map mode. And plenty of screens will have a little lock in the top right corner to lock a map mode. Can I lock the population map mode from here? Like, as soon as I move off, I can't go to the bottom. I'm not sure that I can. We can see some of the immigration. There's lots of people moving into Strasbourg itself. This is our Strasbourg city right over there. People are migrating from other ones of our locations to Strasbourg city, which I'm not going to complain about. Of course there's a map mode for pops. Obviously there's a map mode for pop. That's not what I'm asking. What would be great is on this tooltip is if there was a button in the top right corner to like explicitly activate this map mode. Because it's like, oh, I love this. Because now what I have to do is like, okay, hold on. If I want to explore this map mode, what I have to do is I have to sort of memorize what that icon is, okay? And then I have to come down here. And assuming it's not pinned, it is pinned. Let's assume it's not pinned, and I'm looking for the population map mode. I guess I could search. I forget that there's a search here, which is really handy. Because otherwise it's like, hold on, I got to look through all these categories and find the right one and da-da-da-da. There you go. So pin there. But that's... I was just wondering if anyone knew of a shortcut with this on, if I want to leave this map mode on while I do that. But looking at the numbers, it would be great to see more migration symbols. I don't know if this is literally all the migration. I mean, I'm assuming people are migrating all over. And I'm assuming if people were migrating from, say, this province to one of mine, it would show it. So right now, it looks like it's just people moving within my own realm. So the population growth is probably mostly from Bebe Megan. Yeah, there's so many map modes, which is great. And yes, if there wasn't a search, this would be almost unusable. Austria wants an alliance. So that's interesting. Austria, you're still in our defensive alliance, and you are. Or defensive league, I should say. I guess I probably do. I mean, I do if I think I want to use Austria in an offensive war. But if I think they're just going to pull me into an offensive war, that would be less than ideal. I'd like to go to political map mode for a sec. Is there a way to maybe hide some of these extra bits? Like, I'm trying to go political map mode so I can see the countries. And like here, okay, some of it disappears, but it's kind of small. I want to go here, but it's like, fuck, now I can't see what the countries are. I suppose if I activated flat map mode, it might be easier. Like, so who might our targets be? Assuming I keep wanting to go down the Rhine, which I kind of like the idea of. It's like maybe Lorraine. I mean, I think the Rhine is going this way, but still, just generally, like Lorraine, Mainz, who we had an alliance, and then they broke it. Although, are they in... No, they're not in our defensive league. That's very interesting. So this is Mainz bit over here. Well, they're occupied. Who's this? Oh, that's Worms. Or Worms, or... And then Darmstadt. Oh, that's part of Cologne. Yeah, so Cologne has been doing very well for itself. It might be a target. But okay, yeah, the Rhine actually goes right through Mainz proper. All right, listen, Austria. I'm going to accept. We might start some trouble. Mainz over here. People have told me it's pronounced like Mainz. It's not Mainz, right? It's more Mainz. And the reason I like going the Rhine is, first of all, it's a bit of a direction. Oh, okay, we don't actually border Mainz. We would have to go and take... Oh, okay. This is fine. We had the ability to rival Franche-Comté, and I was like, I'm not really planning on starting a war against them, so what's the point? But if they rivaled me, I'm going to rival them back. So really... Oh, is this part of the Palatinate still? Oppenheim is still part of the Palatinate. Okay. Alternatively, we could go and take some bits from Lorraine. It's not on the Rhine, but they're there. I don't know what they're... politically. If we were looking to declare war... Yeah, that's a bit tricky. That's probably a little bit much. But if we took another crack at the Palatinate, that's manageable, especially if we do pull Austria in. Actually, was Austria... Austria's willing to go up against Lorraine immediately. They might be rivals. Without even promising land. But Austria's not willing to jump in immediately against the Palatinate. They would if we promised them land. And we don't have a CB. So maybe the next parliament, maybe we'll fabricate a new CB against the Palatinate. Oh yeah, and then there's Landau. Right inside of our territory. They are allied or have a defensive pact with Bohemia, which isn't ideal. Bohemia has a lot of troops. Now, we'd probably be able to siege out Landau before Bohemia even properly shows up. But I'm not sure we'd be able to peace out instantly. They'd be like, it's a short war. We're still ready to fight. Which is very fair. Oops. I accidentally right-clicked something over here. I don't know if there's like a unified way to like reset those things I've dismissed. I can reset my message settings, but that's not what I mean. I don't know what the reset does there if I accidentally right-click and discard. I mean, these alerts, like the rebel movement, if I discard this, it's gonna, next time a rebel movement starts, it'll appear again. I think I did accidentally get rid of this because it's no longer showing me the patricians. Actually, that's interesting. It's showing commoners, but it's patrician and clergy. I do have a lot of troops. Like, I have a standing army. My army of butt kicking over here is kind of awesome. I did do some reading, and it does sound like cavalry actually, like, as an early tech, which makes sense, is like one of the strongest things. If we do go and add more troops to our standing army, I'll probably just do cav, maybe even light cavalry. And at some point later on, it becomes all about artillery, but... Who's that white country to your south that owns Freiburg? And the spam on this is unbelievable. Oh, that's Austria. Or, no. Oh, no, Freiburg is its own thing. It does have a slightly different coloration on the border. Oh, Freiburg is probably a vassal. I don't know if there's like the quickest way to see this. Oh, right there. It's a fiefdom of the Duchy of Austria. Yeah. And annoyingly, and this has been annoying for a long part of the game, this bishopric of Strasbourgium is a fiefdom of Austria. Because I would love to take these two provinces. Because it's all part of our... Or these two locations, because they're part of our province. Okay, diplomatic capacity. That part doesn't matter. Oh, I gotta remember to freaking use some of this. And yeah, that was a good idea. To go to economy action, look at the offer market access preference, and then pick people who might be on the edge of agreeing or not. Like, for all I know, Trier is already... Yeah, they're already in there, but maybe we could lock them in. You know, and just make sure we don't lose it to France. Has best until age 4, I heard. Yeah, I think that's similar to what I heard. I mean, it might still be good in our standing army to have some frontline infantry first. Although the thing is, here's the thing. When you raise peasants, and I think when you raise peasants, you can even see what kind of dudes you're going to get. Tell me where. Yeah. Men-at-arms. Probably exclusively. Oh, no, there's a mix. A lot of men-at-arms. I don't think there's a way to see the total men-at-arms. And then peasant levies, which are infantry, but worse. And then we get a little bit of cavalry. Oh, because this is probably, yeah, burghers and clerics seem to do men-at-arms. The peasants do peasants. And the nobles do cavalry. So if we have enough frontlining infantry from just our levies, maybe our men-at-arms, or maybe our permanent standing army early on, should all be pure cavalry. In EU5, is harder to go to war in EU4? I think so. Now, that was part of the design, to, like, make trivial snowballing and massive expansion, like, more historically realistic. Like, it should be a little hard to wage war on the entire world simultaneously. Like, that's fair. Okay, the control and Palatinate, it wouldn't surprise me at this point if these are all sitting at their actual maximum. Yeah. Now, if we cancel the increased control, we would lose 10% of the maximum, so they would drop down. So it might still be worth running this for the moment. Even though we're not advancing towards the maximum, we're sitting at the maximum. But that might still be good. I don't know what our road situation is and if anything has changed that way. Like, from Strasbourg, which Strasbourg is both our capital and the market center, so really all roads lead to Strasbourg. And yeah, there's nothing green. Everything is gray. There might still be some roads that are buildable, but I don't think any of these roads would improve the access. I think if it would be green. I think that's the indication they're using there. Yeah, I do have lots of money. We're not constructing anything. We can probably queue up some more. Hello, bonus research. Or research considered unholy. Yeah, we're not doing that. Print culture, institution growth. And there is still an institution to spread to us, the New World, which I don't think has even started arriving, but at some point it'll be there. And yeah, mostly this leads to the paper workshop, printing workshop. That's going to be glorious. Not mistaken, building roads to neighbors helps with trade and institution spread. I mean, probably, because like the road to because they would gain a road to the market center, which would help with their market access, like, which may or not matter for us personally. I'm not sure. I don't get involved in those petty squabbles. The Rhine, yeah, see, the Rhine still wants a coalition, so we might still not want to jump on people. Ooh, Metz is occupied by Münster. Interesting. Well, that's Maine. Wait. Metz is my vassal. Petty squabbles. It's beneath me. There might be some more. Ooh, yeah, Speyer with the wine some more. Heidelberg. Let's go and throw that in. You know, Bitka with the wild game is fine too. We'll do that. And then building-wise, any other big money makers being promised? Weaponsmiths, man, still is huge. And I wonder, is there any chance we're exporting weapons at this point? Surprisingly, no. Because I was assuming the fact that weapons keep showing up as profitable, my assumption was that... Oh, well, hold on. Hang on a second. I just realized this is only showing me the trades I'm doing. How can we find out? I mean, I guess I can go to goods and weapons. The market's with it. How do I find out if people are buying my weapons? Because I can see here how much I'm producing and how much is being consumed, which is almost entirely the armories, also the needs of the nobles. I don't see a line item in here showing trade. That's our balance, which is currently at 0. We're consuming every single weapon we have right now is being consumed. Are you thinking firearms instead of weapon? Well, right now, I'm just thinking we keep building these. We keep making, like, it keeps telling us these are super profitable. And I'm just surprised that it's still the case. because we're building so much. So I was assuming that tons of people are buying our weapons, but it seems like our armories are just happy to just consume tons. And I'm wondering if the amount of manpower they're producing is going up as more weapons become available. That might be what was going on there. We're short on books. Yeah, well, we're working on it, buddy. We're working on the books, I promise. Big army, lots of big market, lots of armies and religion. Yeah, I guess that's it. They're just soaking it up, because I know it can happen. I was reading some like posts on Reddit, some AR stuff with like someone was like all their whatever, and I think it actually was one of the weaponry things was all being bought in like by someone in like a nearby Italian market, and so they just kept pumping out more and more, and they kept buying that, and they kept making huge bank, and it was always funny. It's like, well, if ever I go to war with those guys, and they get like, you know, if I embargo them, and they can't buy my weapons anymore. I mean, yeah, it'll tank the cost of weapons in my territory, although maybe someone else will start buying it or something, but they will be like possibly really screwed, which is hilarious. I love the idea that economic warfare is a thing we could specifically target. And yeah, our market is huge. Who is this? I know it's Paris you know what we need? I guess I can override. Yeah, it is France itself. And there's no way that they don't want the market access, because they have their own markets. They don't want that. Is the mouse over? Yeah, I guess we can sort of see the flag. This is all part of France itself. Like, it's in the Paris market, but that's not what I'm looking at, right? Because Thule over here is in my market. Toul. It's in my market, but it's part of Lorraine. So I was just looking at sort of these border places and just checking if that's a French flag, that's a French flag, that's a French flag. This is not a French flag. This is Burgundy. But they're not interested either. This might be a fun way to figure out targets. So Evian over here. Was that where the water comes from? Evian. Oh, that's also the Kingdom of Burgundy. Okay, so they're also not interested. That's the Burgundian flag. This is all Burgundy? What the frack, man? Okay, Dissentis belongs to Milan, and they have their own trade network, yeah, so they're not going to be willing to flip. So yeah, I could just go through here, and I guess since there's no cost, there's no penalty, I could go and just add everyone here. As far as we can tell, this is indeed 0 cost, but it does seem to have, like, questionable requirements, like, it doesn't seem to be that advantageous. Maybe there's some weird stuff with Wurzburg going on over here. It might have even flipped some more stuff by Nuremberg. Look at, is this Wurzburg? It is Wurzburg. Oh my god. So yeah, actually we did flip some extra provinces here to our market. That is so crazy. It's right next to Nuremberg. They're clearly not investing in trade at all. They started with a market, but they've never gone and tried to improve on it. A little bit more wool, a little bit more wheat coming directly into our market, more buying. Although those guys are pretty far, they have crap market access, so they're not really going to get great rates for it, but sure. Oh, hey, Kruger. Excited to read my book. Arrived on Friday. Been busy to read it. Thank you. I'm doing another batch of mail out tomorrow. So if you were on the fence about getting a signed copy of my book, available at crimson-fall.com. If you put in your order today, it should be included in my mail out batch tomorrow. What do I have to send out right now? Yeah, 15 orders, and I have 20 books. And I'll order some more as needed, but just to say, I could send out some more right now. Russia tried to start a market in my game while still surrounded by Venice, Ragusa, and myself. Didn't go well for them. You think the productivity functions are poorly scaled in Paradox games? I don't know. Victoria 3 construction sector employs like 500 people. It would require 40 wicks to build in a single lumber yard. Yeah, I'm not sure. Patricians give me a ton of money, or I mean, I have lots of money. We're running negative prestige. Maybe I'll take the prestige. I mean, it's a bit questionable of what it does for us, but one of the things it does do is it does continue to boost our market attraction, which I really kind of like. Yeah, you know what? We'll just do this. We'll take the prestige. I don't know that was worth it, but I also, it's like, wasn't that much money, and we've got tons of it. I could be building some more forts. Oh, the other thing I might want to do is consider building more towns. So let's take a look at some of our places. Ideally, a place that wasn't producing food would be better. I forgot Speyer is an actual city and everything. I don't think we made Spare the City, because I think we'd established that it wasn't all that helpful. Livestock. We don't have a lot of livestock, and Heidelberg's already that. And I was looking at along the river, because the control would mostly be better. Oh, goddamn, autosave while I'm scrolling. I mean, we could consider Hagenau, because it's right next to my capital, so the reach would be pretty good. I mean, these are all food-producing places. None of them are at their population cap. And I don't know, like, building more, like, urban buildings may or may not be more profitable than just working tons of RGOs. And this is already a town. And then we're getting a little further away. Right, and that's not even part of my thing. Sarwarden. Oh, I think, okay, we had discussed Sarwarden because it's clay. Obviously, we'll lose some of our clay RGOs, but it's not a big deal. Doesn't have the greatest. Well, the proximity is actually mostly fine. But yeah, I'm still not sure if it would be a net win profit-wise to go and do that. Town producer wild game. Well, because it's like whatever is there, it lost a bunch of its farmland. I don't remember who was producing the wild game, but it lost some of its RGO potential because the city took over a lot of the forest, presumably. But yeah, there's still some there. With educations. I'm just going to keep giving everyone admin because I don't care that much. Yeah, book need. We're working on it. Although it's nearly there. Catholic Church. Oh, the schism went away. All right. Well, that'll get rid of the event that keeps popping up about France. Yeah, and that's the one thing. If we do build a town, we can build more marketplaces. That is pretty attractive. I don't know. Maybe we should just do it. Sure. Congratulations, you're going to become a town. I mean, look at clay as a resource. Yeah, we produce way more clay than we need. So losing a bunch of clay production is fine. All right. Congratulations, getting a town charter. A little pricey. We do have a discount from lumber, slightly higher with masonry. I think a third is as high as a discount as you can get. Or is it 2/3? I mean, it's a perfect third here, so it makes you think it's that. But for some reason, I thought you might be able to get down to 2. Well, I guess if you have the discount across the board in all the categories, it's kind of nice. Okay, we can run another parliament. So despite the coalition, do I get a CB against the Palatinate so I can take Oppenheim? And then we got to get Barbiheim right next to it. Pretty sure that's how this works. This place is so undeveloped. It doesn't have that many people. 2 fruit RGOs. It puts us next to mines, which might be interesting for a next conquest, though. And yeah, military-wise, like, we're slightly weaker than them without Austria. So we choose one of the ones that is generally good. There. Expand gravel network, ignoring the gravel road cost, which doesn't matter, and that's only for while it's being debated. It does push us towards centralization. We're already at 65. We'd be at 75% centralized, which is amazing. We could also just fail to pass it, because we could just consume all this simply for the CB. I think we might do it. Let's do a safety save in case we do something stupid. Fabricate a CB against the Rhine. Or the CB will be for this. We might end up taking more stuff. We'll see. Now, we might still be nice to pass this. What are we looking at? Conciliatory support? Oh, yes, we're absolutely conciliatory. We would never be belligerent. Now, picking this does instantly give me a war exhaustion, which is kind of annoying. And it won't be quite enough to finish, but... Luxembourg loses the local market. Rather annoying. CB exhaustion will be gone before the CB gets up? No, the CB happens instantly with the Parliament. Which seems weird. It feels like it should probably have the CB creation time. Let's do this. Pass that law. Upset some people. That's fine. Yeah, I can instantly declare war, even though it's silly. You say for new players, know that some buildings can only be built in the capital, and those are hidden if viewing building lists in any other province. Yeah, but don't people mostly just use this tab, which isn't province-based? It is market-based, admittedly. If I do looking at the Venice market, then the buildings I can build there are different, but I don't know. Before I declare war, let's actually get our troops, our currently, like our standing troops, over here. All right. And yeah, if I promised Australia land, which I might be willing to do like one time. I think I'm going to do it. I'm like, and what I mean is I might just not give them land. They'll be salty, but I think we're just going to go for it. And yeah, a little bit of war exhaustion. That's fine. Move in instantly there. Raise all my levies. And let's keep ourselves on the war mode. Yeah, we'll go for the war goal immediately. Looks like I could detach a siege as well. You know what? I don't have to. There's no fort here, so it's going to finish super fast. I think I'm keen on automatic defense. Oh, that's what we have. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. And again, I kind of wish my vote was like persistent. I don't know. We got the war goal instantly. Oh, our other troops are raised already. Oh, excellent. I'm going to get these to jump in over here. Good. There. An assault fort button. Yeah, I do think I saw it. It's like right here, right? Yeah, order assault. Which maybe we should try to use from time to time. Group these guys up. I think we're just going to go and set up a focus siege of Hesse and what is this? Upper Saxony? And Franconia? Ooh, you know what? Let's just focus on this. 2 armies, good. So, both my big armies have been told to focus siege over here. Deadly to assault forts in this game. Yeah, it's real bad to assault forts in EU4 as well. Yeah, likely fail in assault. Ooh. Oh, these are just our peasants, but we have a huge numbers advantage. I don't know if Austria was in on that too, but ooh, minus 20% army attrition. That's pretty swell. Ooh. Now we're probably fine there. I'm going to go and redirect you. Just in case some bad die rolls happen or something weird or extra reinforcements come out of the fog of the war. Fog of war. You know what? I'm really happy I sent some dudes over. I think we're still okay. All right. Hello, Paper Workshop building. So, upgrade path. Papermaker's Guild is what we have. Paper Workshop is here. How does the upgrade happen? Do our paper guilds get upgraded automatically? Do I have to build them? Focusing on the war. Yeah, that was
hey, Quill, pay
sketchy
attention.
AF
New
here.
subscriber.
I want to keep this grouped up. There might be some extra attrition, but that might be fine. Buy the upgrade, they replace one at a time. So, interesting that the Papermaker's Guild is still there. Paper's Workshop. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because it's not a building I already have, it doesn't show up at the top of the list when sorted by profit, which is weird to me. I don't have any of them. If I looked over here, yeah, there's not an upgrade button or anything, right? Is this replace? Oh, I missed a super chat. Oh, from Yao. Sorry. To check if your goods are being exported, I believe you can go to goods, filter the item, and then hover over the demand. Okay. So I was looking at the right thing for the firearms. There was or weapons, whichever one I was looking at. All the demand was all internal, none of it being traded away. When you build level 2 and place level 1 buildings, they get auto-replaced. Okay. All right, cool. Then we go to Paper Workshop. And I'm going to build these like 5 at a time. I'm betting there's going to be more. It's probably burger shortages, which is like, oh, we're not building it, which, especially if there's upgrades, doesn't make any sense. Like, that's what I'm a little bit worried about with the mass builder, because they might not be replacing ones. You know what? I'm just going to assume we're going to build every one of them that has any profitability whatsoever, and then we'll revisit that. God damn! Did one of our, like, fronts collapse? I mean, we're going to win, right? A 4-to-1 numbers advantage, but we're taking bigger losses here. They have substantially more discipline and higher base morale. I wonder if they started researching the pike and shot tech right away. Are we going to get our butts kicked here? Okay, we won, but wow. Okay, the losses were about equal in the end, but Jesus. Oh, do you still have a command going on, I think? Or not? Where? No, yeah. Tell you what, stay over here. I'm going to group you up, actually. Oh, shite. Maybe this is fine. I mean, they're starting with no morale, which is good. But they still have better base stats. What I'm going to do... Oh, you've got no food. I'm going to detach a siege, because I don't want to lose the progress. I mostly got reset anyway, but we're going to go and throw some extra people in. Okay. The win there is great. Merge here. All right. Okay. And our losses are basically comparable, but we have more people ready to go, so at least that's good. We can take a Republican tradition hit for a little bit, that's fine. Okay, this seems to be going okay. Oh, Austria, yeah, you can have food, that's fine. Serious lack of food. Army of butt kicking has no food. Probably doesn't help that we're doing this in the winter. Yeah, I'm still going to do these two, but we did unlock the pike and shot free. So I'm going to go and queue some things up. Like, hopefully we're not going to have another war immediately, but getting some base army morale and some military tactics over here is going to be good. And then, you know, higher unit types, but I think I'll at least get some passive bonuses and then we shall see. 20 years until I buy this is really worth it. I mean, I really think EU5 is quite strong. It's obviously super early. There's still a couple of like little glitches and like quality of life stuff that we're hoping to get addressed pretty soon, but it seems pretty good. There's already been a huge patch already. It's been out for like, has it even been out a week? Came out on the 4th, right? It's the 10th, so no, it's been out for 6 days. There's already been a huge, massive patch. Glorious. That's us sieging that, which is great. War score's 32. We should have the ticking war score, right? Yep. Because the war goal is, well, this province, but there's only one location in the province. Next big patch next week. Yeah. Yeah, I think they already posted some of the plans too. Right, that's fine. So what was it going to be like 75% centralization? Yeah, 75. Wow. More crown power, which is awesome. We can fit more war exhaustion in this bad boy. Hey, cool. Reduce proximity cost and counter espionage bonus is nice. I mean, decentralization also has benefits, right? Your estates are super happy. And okay, you get more loyal subjects. Mostly, I think centralization is definitely the way you want to go. I would be very surprised. Decentralization, if you have a lot of vassals in the early game, is probably like arguably decent. But I mean, and it makes sense that over time you would in fact be tending towards centralization because that's how things worked. Oh yeah, if we just went and quickly sieged something adjacent that had some food and then would give us some food. That is an interesting idea. That's beeswax. Okay, so that's not actually that helpful. Or I could maybe, I don't know, one of these neighbors dies. Wow, there's actually just not a lot of food production in this area. Huh. Oh, you think beeswax is food? Okay. It might be. So, so a good mouse over beeswax. I think I've got a mouse over here. Yeah, each unit of beeswax counts as 2.5 units of food. So it's not much food, which makes sense, but presumably you're getting some honey out of the beeswax. You're not just, like, making beeswax stew. Or maybe people did. Hopefully. I was really hoping that siege would just finish there. I mean, that's only stone, but still. Like, get some shit on the move again, please. Oh, they're de-sieging the war goal. That's rude. But I obviously don't want to break this siege. So we're nearly done it. There you go. Done. I might bring these guys home. Although, I think their food just restock. Did they just go and, like, steal food from completing the siege, maybe? $2,000. Now they're de-sieging that. Well, let's go back to Oppenheim. And I might also just park there. I think our armies are going to be similar quality. We haven't done them. Let's just go and do that. Because we lost the tick. Now this they can't re-siege quickly because it's a fort. And in fact, if we went and attacked them there, we would count as the defender. It looks like, is that Austria already running none of these guys? No, not. Maybe one of Austria's vassals. It was a stripe, not a horizontal stripe. It was a diagonal stripe, but it wasn't our diagonal stripe. Oh, summer, yeah. Part of the hunger was the winter stuff, too. That would make a lot of sense, yeah. We're still wandering here. We might get the war goal reset again, but so be it. Ooh, there we are. Okay, I'm going to add you to the focus siege mission. Just add Franconia for now. Really, do you have more army levies? All right, let's do it. I could just automate, like, hunting down the enemy army, too. Are you just sitting there? Are you done? I go and set the objective this way. It's like, all right, get Franconia. And what was this? This was Hesse. And this one is Upper Rhine. Go. People on the move. Random little battles. Oh, did you get somewhat caught over here? Lots of minus zeros. No one's actually killing each other. Oh, they're on completely weirdly different flanks. Slight reinforcement here. That's funny. We'll probably end up winning this battle. Bizarre, but we'll take it. 47% war score. Oh, I don't think we've got enough people here to occupy that, but that's fine. That'll happen eventually. I was feeling really calm. Oh, I should go and move these guys. Johann. Oh, he's a general. There. Army butt kicking is here. Okay, those are fine. Like, I'm going to want to kill these guys before they de-siege that. I might just be able to peace out now, but, I mean, we've clearly got huge momentum on our side. So I think we can probably just try to go for 100% war score. Really, you're not moving. Okay, rendezvous over here. We'll get you to merge up, and then we're going to go and stomp that army. Occupied Duchy of Austria. You better flip that shit, Austria. My literal war goal. Oh, research progress. Yes, please. You can right-click. You can click individual territories in the army objective screen for what it's worth. Oh, you just like you're saying I can click. Yeah. So these are whole areas, and I can also choose individual locations. Yes, if that's what you mean. Yes. All right, there we go. Does becoming Protestant change economics anyway? That'll be really interesting to see, because we're going to do it, because I think historically it kind of makes sense for the zone we're in. And one thing that happens is I think you can tax the Protestant church. You can't tax the Catholic one. Hey, printer shops. Okay, we'll queue up some of those. Books. Oh, have you not refreshed? Printer shops. Printer shops makes books, right? It's weird. Typing books didn't show this. Oh, hang on. You know, might not have been. Because if I type book here, it's probably just using book as a name. But if I pick books as the resource, there we go. Okay. And Printer's Workshop predicted to be insanely profitable. Yep. Build them all, please. Let me tax the Pope. If only. All right, more Smash. I don't know about a carpet siege, because I'd be worried that we'd be splitting up too much. So I think I'll still keep us on focus siege. I'll pick every location. Just go to town. Do something. Why are you not? There you go. 60% war score. Are you still occupied by Austria? Oh, there you go. They did flip that. Okay. They probably won't flip things they actually desire to take. We might end up feeding a little bit of territory to Austria. Because, you know, they're a big attack dog that we're using, which is really good. Jealous of my prestige? I'm so prestigious. I know, it's very difficult to get going as a small nation. As I say, in the early game. We're over 100 years in. It's still hard to start going, because we don't have much in the way of, like, artist limits and things. Although maybe that's a system I could interact with more. It's entirely possible. Wars in this game quickly becoming really without automation. Really shocked me how fast that happened. Well, what's nice is that we do have the automation. I mean, EU4 did eventually add some for some carpet siege and like a couple little automation things there, rebel busting. But it was always the thing in Imperator that was like one of the like so enticing, the army automation. And I think it's really handy. Obviously, I don't use it, you know, early on because you really wanted to micromanage to engage in battles carefully. But once the bulk of the enemy's army has been broken, then the automation is great for cleaning up. On the other hand, the hunt army automation also seems pretty nice. Interesting, our manpower keeps going up. We'll probably go and hire some more. Maybe some cabs? I mean, we could build more artillery. We don't even have enough artillery to get the +1 here. We could build more just to help with the siege. Right now, the artillery is not super strong in battle. It'll become more dominant later on. But it might still be worth it just for a +1 siege bonus. Wonder who's going to win this siege race. When do I want to upgrade rural settlements into cities? So, well, first of all, cities is the 3rd level. And as far as I can tell, there is very little reason to rush up to a city as opposed to a town. If you're talking about why to go rural to a town, then that's still something we're trying to piece out. Certainly, towns give us more urban buildings, which is good, at a cost of losing some of the RGO cap in places. I think generally it's going to want to do... I think, especially, like, if you've got a food surplus, it's probably fine to town up some of your food places. And places that produce non-food, or places that do something like beeswax, which is technically food, but barely. Because when you go... The rurals get a plus 100% limit to their RGOs. So a rural location can build twice as many of the RGO buildings as a town or a city. Although the amount of RGOs is based heavily on population. And towns do seem to, like, vacuum up population, so it gets there. In addition to that, towns and cities get a malus specifically to food production, which is separate from the RGO production itself. And so if you've got a place that is specifically making good food, then maybe it's less desirable to town it. Certainly, we're pretty much universally of the opinion that places that produce silver and gold should always be rural because you want that plus 100% RGO. But yeah, we're still sort of figuring out sort of simple heuristics we can use. You know, if blank is above blank, or if blank is below blank, then we should go from a rural to a town. We like to come up with these little rules. Sometimes you can't come up with something quite that simple because it's the interconnection is all over the place, but that's pretty nice. We did spend a ton of money on getting our printers, which is going to be lovely. Hopefully we won't see any book shortage anymore. And if we can become like the bookmaking capital of the world and make tons of money on that, it's great. Most rule of thumb I've seen, if it's 3 ducats above the base price, don't upgrade it. Oh, you're suggesting, if I'm parsing the context meow, because again, there's some things being left out. Are you suggesting that if the good produced by the RGO is 3 ducats above the base price, then you probably wouldn't go and upgrade it? Is that what you're sort of saying? And again, here, this is another example. I think, like here, we don't see the price, although we can see the surplus. So there's lots of extra livestock here. Current price is 1, which a base price. So the livestock, for example, is below the base price of livestock. So this might be an excellent candidate for us to do an upgrade. We're like, okay, clearly we've got an overabundance of livestock. Neustadt an der Hart here, which has not amazing proximity, but pretty good because it is on the Rhine. This might be a good candidate for us to town. Is that what you're saying? And I do kind of like that vibe. We clearly don't need as much livestock as this is producing, so maybe we should town this. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I don't know if like 3, because sometimes it like the base price is different, but yeah, like triple or some amount. Because I think I can't remember how much of a discount I can get. I think it's like, is it like from minus 50% to like plus 500% or something? The good prices. It's something like that. Like the goods can get massively more expensive than the base price in EU5. Because I think in Victoria 3, is it like plus 200% the maximum it can go above? But it's like 500% in EU5, which is nuts. Oh, you noticed that? It's like New City. Yeah. Feels like you have to upgrade your place. You're right. This is literally called the New City. Hey, you know what I learned watching Jeopardy yesterday or the day before? It might have been yesterday. I don't remember. Yeah, probably yesterday afternoon. With Essential, we were watching some Jeopardy replays, but we hadn't seen them, so they're new episodes to us. I didn't know that Carthage translates to New City or New Town. Because it came up. It's like, well, I mean, I know about Carthage. It was something about like the ruins of this place that was founded. I don't know where it was, but and one of the clues for what they were looking for was this thing. It meant New Town. I didn't realize, and then we checked it up on the Wikipedia and confirmed that yeah, that's what Carthage means. You know, before it got deleted. I think it's 300%. Your edge could be wrong. I think Victoria's only 75%. Oh, that might be. Yeah, because I remember whatever it was, I was like, that's insanely high compared to Vicky. But I couldn't remember the numbers for sure. Oh, and okay, the price is, the max price increases with age. Is it literally just like 100% per age? Because we're in age 3, so it's 300%? I don't know if it's listed somewhere in the age info. Or somewhere. Anyway, and you're saying, but by the time we get to the end, although there's 6 ages. Oh, hold on. I was looking in the wrong place. I was looking down here, up over here. Did it say it here? Yeah, there we go. So in this age, it's 400. Pause a sec. So in traditions, it's 300%. Renaissance, 300. Now it's up to 4 and up to 5. Oh, that's funny. 300, 300. 400 is only for the age of discovery. And then it's 500, 500, and 500. Now, obviously, we're hoping that those numbers never happen. Certainly not in our market. We don't want anything that expensive. But it's interesting. Probably it's because as the world gets bigger and we're being introduced to like more weird ass like edge goods, there's going to be more incentive to like getting spices or tomatoes. Are tomatoes good? Probably not. But it could be. Get those New World nightshades, baby. Get some potatoes and potatoes and tomatoes. Did we lose a little war score? I thought we were at 60 for a second. We'll finish another siege here. We might go and smash these guys after. Although they're not going to de-siege that in a while. Oh, did you just create a work of art? We're just talking about that. Increases Alemannic influence. Cool. Okay. We're still assimilating. What is our demographic looking like right now? Culture. Oh, almost balanced between the Alemannic and the Franconian. So yeah, a lot of the Palatinate Franconians are being converted over. We still haven't integrated the Palatinate. It's just like, it's taking so long. It's making me think of EU3, like, coring, which was, like, hold a province for, I think, 50 years. Right? By comparison, coring in EU4, while expensive in terms of admin power, happens fairly quickly. Okay. Battle, siege. Where's our army going? Down here. Could you just turn around? Go and smash these guys first, please. Just for funsies. And then, I haven't seen... Oh, there's another big army over there, although it looks like Austria's about to handle it. I think I'm probably going to go to full carpet siege at that point. Which might siege out some places. Like, you can see here and here, these are being auto-sieged because we have, like, the provincial capitals and stuff. But we could still prevent things from spawning, control more food resources. There we go. So, I just have the one army, right? So it is going to split our army up, but I think that's fine. I might want to... I might leave out Bavaria. Well, honestly, no. Let's just toggle everything on. Full carpet siege everywhere. This army should split into 1,000,000 pieces. And go, go, go. Yeah, that might have been an actual stack wipe, actually. It wasn't, like, invested. I was like, oh, we're going to be fine, whatever, so. And we are at 91% war score here. Honestly, whatever cost my peace deal is, it might not be worth getting any more. Wow, it's shooting up super fast. Maybe there's some more little micro... Oh, you know what? It was probably just flipping a few of these extra little small provinces. Ooh. Okay, we're going to get smuckered there. Let's look to peace out. So, I mean, obviously we're taking this. Where is Schwarzburg? Oh, wait, hold on. Would this be splitting them off? Oh, no, Schwarzburg is there. Okay, so these are just one of the co-belligerents. You're very far away, but that might be fine. Schwarzburg. Schwarz means black, right? Or it's the completely different from the force power that they use in Spaceballs. Use the Schwarz. Yeah, Schwarzburg, Black City. Cool. Man, it's like a superhero setting. You know, it's like we've got Night City in Cyberpunk. Black City is where, like, the German Batman goes and operates. And yes, we want to eat this. And I'll probably eat Sinsheim. This is the place where you go to sin. Oh, apparently I've got a whole, like, noir superhero thing going on. Part of me is like, maybe we should give something to Germany. Now, these are both coming to me. Yep. And that's going to be a vassal of me. Yep. Okay. Now, to Strasbourg. Wait, is Austria occupying anything? Oh, they're occupying Franconian Jura province. You know what? I kind of think I'm going to give it to Austria. And there's no thumbs up, but no thumbs down. What if I... Hold on. If I don't give you this... Yeah, you're unhappy. If I do give you this, you're going to be satisfied. That promise... That fulfills our war deal. Oh, yeah, you can sort by who the province goes to. I don't think we really want to personally take any provinces there. Conceivably, if we could do, like, some sort of, like, release and vassalize. Oh, I can make whatever's left of the Rhine a vassal. I don't know what is left of the Rhine. Oh, a bunch of territory over here. Minus Franconian. Okay. That's a lot of aggressive expansion. Maybe the Rhine doesn't become a vassal. That's still a decent amount of aggressive expansion. But Schwarzburg obviously won't be in it, because they're going to be a vassal line and there's going to be a truce. Palatinate is going to have a truce. Cologne's pretty big and scary. Aggressive expansion is just a number, right? Exactly. Could annul some treaties. First of all, we'll take war reparations because it's just always funny to like injure them as much as possible. There you go. This is our 100% war cost. So we'll take some money. We'll take some war reps. We take 2 provinces directly. Oh, I'm giving 2 provinces to Austria? Oh, humiliate the prestige. Okay, that's interesting. It's over here, right? That would cost me, that's 18 peace score. 10 from the war reps. I don't know if there's how to know how much the money is costing me. There's 2 locations. I wonder, can I only give them 1 location? Can I leave out Newmarket? I can, and they're still fine with this. Okay, there you go. I'm just going to give them 1 location. That does free up... Hold on. If I go and set the money to 0... Oh! Oh, I can do it. I can humiliate the Rhine. And then... See, you can shift-click for as much as they're willing to accept, but it goes above the peace deal, which I guess is still fine. There we go. So that's back to 100. Okay. So we give 1 province to Austria because they did help. We take 2 over here because they border us. Vassalize Schwarzburg. That's going to be significant. Now, that's going to give us 2 fairly major vassals. At some point, maybe in this era, maybe the next era, we really start to integrate them. Maybe whenever we get access to modern roads or paved roads. I think modern is the next one. I think it was gravel, then paved, then modern. I'm not sure. But with better roads, it might be worthwhile. All right, I'm going to take this peace deal. No thumbs up. But oh, we do have a thumbs up now. When did that happen? Oh, maybe because they're getting a little bit of money? Whatever. Disloyal... Yes, Schwarzburg. Okay, that's fine. What we're going to do, first of all, use the Schwarz. We're going to improve relations over here with these guys. So that is step 1. We are going to... No. Disband all levies. Thank you. That is something we can automate. Is there a quick way... There's a quick way to mass select all my armies. Oh, where's home? You guys, you are selected, but there's no little move icon. Are you stuck somewhere in the snow? I don't know. Fine, exiled, yada, yada, yada. Coalition disbanded, which is funny. Is there just a new one that's going to be founded in a second here? That might be the case. Ooh, hold on a sec. First, just going to get rid of this little pop-up. Are you actually going to be an heir? Like, maybe we actually would want to do, like, the real expensive one? Nah. This year looks to be such a prosperous year that several of our consul's advisors, just that as a gesture of goodwill, excellently should celebrate by arranging festivities. That's a lot of money for 5 prestige. Commoners gain a bunch of estate satisfaction is nice. Or just lose... You know what? I'll just take a little prestige hit right now. I think that's going to be okay. But yeah, we might get some insurgency, especially with some of the extra little land we took. Instead of assimilating, we might have a different integration. We do have a couple, right? Because they're separate. It won't take as long because we have part of it and they're small. Integrating is pretty important. I hate that we're going to lose our 10% max control. Maybe, that'll be an interesting thing to check out. Let's confirm for a second. If we were to look at Kaiserlauten over here, right? We're at 42 of 42. Now, when we go and change this feller to do integrate province of Lower Mine, and then we look at Kaiserlauten and give it a second to update, because the maximum control should drop 10%. Maybe as the month ticks over. February 1st. Oh, okay. So this is, I wonder if there's a way to get the exact number, because the increased control is 10%, but this does get modified by the efficiency of this person. And it might be nice to have, at very least, this tooltip. If we mouse over this number, maybe it should tell us the real one. Or I actually think, what I think this should be is this should show us what it actually does, and in the tooltip, it shows us the base and then why it's being modified. Because this was giving us like 20% extra control, which is huge. But what I want to verify is that you don't lose the current control instantly. It decays over time. So we'll probably do another like control boosting thing over here later. But I guess that's going to have to be okay. Oh, yeah, on the cabinet screen, yes, thank you. It does give us the exact numbers of things here, doesn't it? Oh, but it doesn't matter because I'm not on the control thing. But, yes. Are you guys, like, stuck here? Why are you... Oh, we're not having... Oh, my God. Is there a goddamn go button? Like, go home button? Full retreat. You'll lose some dudes. Shattered retreat back to safety. You're safe. I don't think I can get my troops home because we don't have access through these countries, but I don't want to go and ask a bunch of countries for military access. And if I shattered retreat these guys, we're going to lose like half of them? It's, oh, hold on. It's because, you know what I should have done? Before I pieced out, I should have moved all my troops out of this vassal's territory. Are we just taking attrition because it's winter? Because it's friendly territory. Because this can happen in EU4 as well. Right? I'm pretty sure this isn't new to EU5. I think this exact same thing can happen in EU4. It's like before you peace out, move your units to a random other province, because then it'll keep them in exiled mode. Just 100 dead men, they'll go back. Yeah, you don't get black flagged if you're inside accessible territory and get stuck. Yeah, same as EU4. And like I understand the logic. You know what I should have done is I should have full retreated these before they got reinforcement ticks. But I'm not sure. You know, as an experiment here. And I mean, it's arguably fine, but maybe not. As an experiment, would these guys even get home? Because it's friendly territory. Technically, they're in friendly territory. Okay, it is sending them home. So if I'd done it instantly, I would have only lost a couple hundred dudes, and I lost like 900 dudes. How do I feel about that? Because I could go back to the save. Hey, improved bookbinding. Book output goes up. I think that was our last queued up tech. Oh no, we added a little bit of military tech. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that got them home. But I guess a bunch of people were like, I'm going to stay here. I was trying to escape to close this. There needs to be a little delay, like even a quarter of a second. It doesn't take much. When a pop-up happens, that when you hit escape, it doesn't instantly close. I think it was maybe, was it our food to Austria deal that got canceled? I don't know. I don't think I need to do... Well, mine's got some funny territory in places. We might be going to war against mines, but not right away. Because aggressive expansion. Gotta bleed some of that off first. Oh, is it that Austria's no longer allied? Oh, maybe. There's gotta be a way to do this with fewer clicks. Are these my allies? No, those are subjects. That's people who hate me. That's people I hate. Yeah, I think it might be Austria's no longer allied. Like, I gave you territory. Eh, we're not allied. Are they still in the defensive pact? They are. Oh, you're right. That would be an easy way to see it. I can't see their territory, so I must not be allied. Yeah, that is actually a really handy way to quickly tell. Thank you. I like looking for shortcuts like that. Interestingly, if balancing the unit decreased my maintenance cost. Did you just see that? This is not consolidate. This is balance. All I changed is what front people were on. Someone go, if you're watching this on YouTube, or actually, if you're watching it now, or if you're a subscriber on Twitch, you can rewind. Why would that? I think it's a bug. Oh, maybe it just happened to happen at the exact same time some reinforcement ended. Okay, that would make a lot of sense. It must have been a coincidence that it happened right then. I think, even though I want to let my manpower reach... no, I should do it first, because if I increase my army, then the rate of manpower increase is going to go down. So I want to bank more, and then I do want to build up some more units here. There you go, another unit is available. And... oh, no, so we probably won't be able to flip these two places from Lorraine. I'm assuming most of Lorraine is already in our market, but I suppose I will go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, we might look to befriend. I still would like an automation where you tell it to, like, auto-improve relations. Keep me, like, 1 or 2 diplomats. And otherwise, whenever there's a full diplomat above that target, go and pick a country to automatically improve with. You know, using some heuristic of whatever they want to do. Based on proximity, size, danger, coalitionness, any whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I would just love, like, a passive consumption of my diplomats, while keeping 1 or 2 points in a bank to do things. Get a slider just like with the trade thing, or there's an amazing, this building automation, which we haven't used and may not use, I don't know. Although we could. It has a slider. So if I turn this on, it would build buildings automatically while keeping me $1,000, which I like. Controls whether the game will construct buildings that cost something other than ducats and goods. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what else other than ducats and goods. What else would it use? Do some of them use stability? I don't know. But I clearly want a ton more printed shops. So let's spend all of our money on that. Or it could be as simple as when you reach max diplomats, spend 1 to increase opinion. Yeah. So, because I really like the automated diplomacy that they eventually added to EU4. It's just gorgeous. Now, you can't do the exact same one in EU5 because in EU4, diplomats work closer to, say, how our consulates or council members work, rather than, you know, diplomatic points. So it couldn't be exactly the same interface. Oh, I'm going to do this. That's like so much money. We'd actually take out a loan to get something. We would get a character. I mean, if they're a god tier character, then it might almost be like tempting, and that's pretty good. I mean, either way, it's the same cost. It's really weird. Yeah, I'm going to... oh, busy for 20 years. That's why. So he wouldn't be assignable if he's doing fort stuff. I'll just take the prestige hit here. Spending 1 to get more points. I mean, it just represents, like, the available staffing, the available paperwork, the ability to handle the administration aspect of it. Like, it's perfectly fine that this is an abstracted thing. Again, I wouldn't call this diplomats. That's the only thing. Is I would call this, like, diplomatic, like, potential or currency. Like, it's diplomatic currency is what this is that we're spending. And because we're not spending much money on our diplomatic spending, we keep hitting the cap. Well, because it's funny, because we actually have enough, like, we have a lot of passive diplomat growth. We have a low cap because we're not spending. And yeah, then at this point, when you, like, when it starts to accrue, and if I don't really care about the market preferences, although again, I could go and cap it, but everything here should be 100% locked in my market. So there should be no need to do any more of this. So really it would be improve opinion. What I would like on the screen is, like, sort by strength. Right? I can sort by country name, sure. Opinion of us, which, I mean, I don't really need to improve the best, but improving the worst might also not be that useful because they're going to hate me regardless. The amount of trust, amount of antagonism. Okay, sorting by antagonism and then sucking up to the high antagonist people, that probably makes some sense here. See, favors isn't useful. Spy network isn't useful here. I mean, most of the time. Their used diplomatic capacity. That's interesting. Because maybe we want to avoid the ones that are using a bunch of capacity with us already, because they might be less inclined. I don't know. But yeah, sort by antagonism. And then by... the other one would be how much more opinion could we gain? Because sometimes if we've already been improving relations with someone, we can only... but, you know, our opinion improvement ended a little while ago. Then we could only go... if we clicked it, it would only improve them by another 10 or something. But clearly we never did any with Cologne. Now, Cologne is kind of on our hit list. so I'm probably skipping over you. So maybe I'll do Hanseatic League. They don't love me, but they're not, like, as part of my target. Now, by doing Improve Opinion, it's also going to decrease the amount of diplomats I gain per month. But yeah, Cologne is here, and they're not, well, some parts of it are along the Rhine. But in general, I could see Cologne being a target for us. Cologne is on your spray list, personally. Haha. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to be wrapping up the stream here. I'm so into this game. And after doing a bunch of 4-hour streams for this, doing only a 2-hour stream for this feels apocalyptically low. But we did do a lot today, and part of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get back to recording, you know, regular YouTube episodes again. You know, the whole thing that this entire channel in existence was based on. Streaming is so fun and enjoyable and much more dynamic in the dialogue. But yeah, I want to record more Surviving Mars. I recorded 2 episodes today. One went live earlier. I'll put another one tomorrow. And then tomorrow my plan is to try to record a bunch of YouTube stuff. So I can't overdo my vocal cords too much. I'm trying to be careful about my vocal cord budget more, which is really no more than 4 hours a day of recording. And ideally, I'm trying to average around 2 hours a day, with a little bit higher. So we do 4 hours on Saturday, and a lot of days when I'm on a normal schedule and haven't overworked myself, the 2-hour stream days, a lot of times I record 1 or 2 episodes of YouTube stuff. So in practice, it's probably more like averaging about 3 hours of vocal work a week, or per day as an average across a week. But yeah, so we'll have to do a little bit of balance, even though I am loving this game. I'm not saying it's like mechanic, like, you know, there's a couple of UI bugs, a couple of like balance things that are probably going to need to be adjusted. There's probably a couple of logic bugs in there somewhere, which we may or may not be aware of. But this has been such a strong release, that it is clearly 100% playable as is. I got a few UI things that I like to say. Would I still play it? If Paradox said tomorrow, I don't know, Sweden disappeared and stopped existing somehow, and the Danish people are like, yeah. If it went away and we'd never, actually, I guess it's Paradox Tinto or whatever, right? So they're in Spain, but whatever. If the studio just suddenly like disappeared and we would never get an update to this game ever again, I would be okay to keep playing this. Obviously, I'm very excited for the updates that will come, and will probably going to be coming for the next 10 years. Because I think strategy games need to be treated as living games. They don't just get dropped, and then if the developers leave for 5 years and then come out with like the next version, no, that's crap. I want a drop that gets maintained for 10 years. That's what I'm looking for. And yeah, a couple times a year, drop an expansion on me, sure. Pair it with a free patch, very important. The pure potential of this game, mind-boggling. Yeah, it's already pretty strong. I'm not going to say flawless, but it's already really, really strong. And I mean, this is going to be the flagship product for forever, and the potential is massive. There's so many more things you can do with this base. And you know they've got it, because game developers are endlessly creative. First of all, there's probably someone at Paradox who's already got a design document plan for EU6, because that's what game developers are. They just can't stop thinking. And there's probably, if you've got like 20 developers on there's more. I don't know how many programmers versus game developers or whatever. If there's, you know, let's say there's 10 game developers on this, they probably have ideas for 30 different expansions already, because that's what game developers are like. They're going to have to pick and choose which one they do first. And as gamers, we're going to be just treated with lots and lots of content. Hopefully the expansions are priced well, right? That's obviously a part of thing. But other than that, I'm so excited. All right, folks, we're going to go and raid a Kiss for Luck, which I already dropped a link. I'm going to do officially raid, or did I already do it? I don't know. Maybe people already left for the raid. I have no idea. I'm going to see you Wednesday for more EU5. And tomorrow on YouTube should just be more Surviving Mars. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.